Hello and welcome to Chatter Cave, where we discuss everything from movies to TV to video games to whatever the fuck we can think of. I'm your host, the Dragon King Thomas Hughes, and this is my co-host, Lickler, aka Hayden Roberts.
Hello.
You know what we're talking about today, don't you?
Yes, the beauty. One of my favourite childhood films.
Well, compared to the next week's one, obviously.
Oh, yeah. And
But,
next week's one is, like, my version of your Jaws.
we'll get into that detail next time. But I'll just start easy. Today we're talking Scooby-Doo, released in 2002 by director Raja Gosnell, who would direct Home Alone 3 and Big Mama's House prior to this. He would later on go to direct the two live-action CGI hybrid Smurfs movies, as well as the animated one from 2017. The movie is a live-action, computer-animated adventure comedy based on the long-running Hanna-Barbera animated show. The movie stars Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Obviously, a couple, I believe it's around this time or just prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, the two starred opposite each other a few years prior in I Know What He Did Last Summer. Freddie obviously going on to reprise his role in the sequel, I Still Know What He Did Last Summer, while Sarah went on to start in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which was being filmed at the exact same time as this. And she would also, just before this, I believe it was, yes, off the top of my noggin, she would be a sort of cameo-ish minor role in Scream 2.
Mm-hmm.
And talking of Scream, this movie also stars Matthew Lillard, who starred in the original Scream as Stu. One of the best characters in it, since, spoiler alert, he was one of the original killers. And he's actually the only cast member to reprise his role after the two movies. As of 2010, he took over the role of Shaggy for all TV shows, as well as the animated direct-to-DVD movies. We do not talk about the new Scoob movie because he was not a part of it. Fuck you, Warner Brothers, for not getting Matthew Lillard. The guy sounds nothing like
amazing.
Matthew Lillard. The movie also stars Linda Cardellini, who will go on to be part of the hit Brokeback Mountain movie, as well as play Laura Barton in the MCU.
Woo!
And to round out the gang, you have Neil Fanning, lending his voice to Scooby. He's mainly known for his, stunt work. I think he did one other person role, and obviously did these voices, but stunt work is all he's known for. The movie focuses on the gang as they investigate the mysterious Spooky Island, which, as you guessed it, is haunted.
It's spooky.
Yeah, it's not like it's in the name at all. Right, that's enough of that. Let's get straight into it, shall we? So, we start with the opening. So, first off, I want to actually talk a bit more about the cast. Because I think it's the perfect cast for this movie.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's magnificent, honestly. Because, watching it, and if looking at some of the people, Scooby-Doo films will watch the two prequel live actions, it's so hard imagining any single other actor playing these characters.
Exactly.
Because they're perfect. I mean, come on, like you said, there's no other Shaggy than Matthew Lillard.
Exactly. Matthew Lillard is the Shaggy.
Yeah.
With unlimited power.
Pretty much. They're all the perfect mix of being able to behave and act and
Well, you obviously got as well the great chemistry between them. So obviously, Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar, obviously, as I said, they're together in real life. They still are now. So their chemistry is obviously on fire. Because she's the actual reason he even did it. So they offered it him and he was like, I don't really want to do it. And she's like, oh, do it. And he's like, oh, okay, then we'll do it. And obviously you got, as I said, Linda Cardellini, who's playing Velma, who plays Velma excellently. It literally felt like the sort of Velma you see in the cartoon, a sort of nerdy, shyish character. You also have, obviously, Neil Fanning, who brings a perfect Scooby-Doo to life. Obviously, I did not remember the guy who originally voiced Scooby, but he did a decent Scooby back in the day before he passed away, and obviously Frank Welker had to take over the role. And obviously he's more obviously known for playing Scooby. which obviously he did in the prequels. I believe he went on to voice Scooby in those. But obviously, for these ones, they had the stuntman Neil Fanning playing, and it sounds exactly like the Scooby you'd want for a movie.
Yeah.
And obviously, then you have Matthew Lillard playing the perfect embodiment of Shaggy, which is why they still use him today, because he was the best thing from these movies. So, thumbs up for the cast instantly. Oh, you also have Rowan Atkinson playing a decent supporting role as well.
Yes.
He's quite comic.
You've got to love Rowan Atkinson, really.
Exactly. From Johnny English to Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
What's the other ones?
Even that that spin-off Doctor, that one for Comic Relief.
Oh yeah, I remember you on a bit. And
he's a brilliant actor.
Obviously, he was decent in Rat Race as well. That was a good film. He was quite good in that. He did the Olympic ceremony for 2012. He's playing the piano, which is quite funny. But it's Rowan Atkinson. If you're gonna make a movie, you need a comic character. Get fucking Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah. He is brilliant.
He is. So
there's a running theme of us loving the British actors.
Well, we're not biased or anything.
No,
not at all.
Totally not.
Anyway,
God save the Queen.
Yep. Let's get straight into the actual movie itself. So the opening felt classic Scooby-Doo cartoon with Daphne kidnapped by a ghost in a haunted factory, while Shaggy and Scooby are being used as live bait to rescue her. But
with fucking Freddy's completely
useless trap.
Completely over the top trap.
What I mean with this is, as I said, I was watching the deleted scenes prior to this, and I watched the animated deleted scene intro, and the intro actually leads in to this scene. So it shows them all running away from all these different spooky ghosts, and Daphne's been kidnapped pretty much straight away. As soon as it comes up saying Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne, she's kidnapped instantly. And she keeps popping up every now and again, trying to run away, but getting caught. And then right at the end, when she finally gets back to the gang, the ghost that you see which is part of this sequence, grabs her and takes her to the factory. And they all then put their heads together. It's like, okay, we need to do this and that. And then it cuts straight to the intro you see, but minus the Scooby-Doo logo coming up. And it sort of worked better than, obviously, it just jumping straight in saying Scooby-Doo. A bit more interesting. But, apparently run time, I'm doing the air quotations here because it wasn't a very long film, caused them to cut away a 3-minute intro.
That was probably more of an executive order.
Yeah.
But it's still got that the same feeling and that level of cartoonish humour, which is just like an actual climax of a classic Scooby-Doo episode. So it's brilliant, and the nostalgia you get from it, and as well the costumes in this specific scene alone is so eerily accurate to the show. It's sort of brilliant to see it because of how different. You can every time there's always the movie adaptations from a comic or a book or a TV show.
They always fuck up the costumes.
Yeah, they don't really like to go for the exact because it always looks different and looks a bit weird.
They always change
in this film, they jump into it. The big thing in this film when you see is they don't really take themselves that seriously. It's more of a spoof of a Scooby-Doo than a genuine Scooby-Doo film, which I think really works.
It's like if you think the X-Men movies, they drastically changed everyone's costume from the more comic accurate to a more versatile black suit instead.
Yeah, because obviously if they had the costumes, it might look a little bit strange. Yeah, especially in that time then. Obviously now with the Marvel, everything's still tactical.
They're probably going to fucking do the actual X-Men costumes this time.
Yeah, but it'll be more modern updated kind of version.
The old ones are trying to go more serious and dark. That's why they probably went with the less cartoonish outfits. Whereas the new ones are going to be more, family-friendly, humorous at times, action-packed. So they're definitely going to go with more comic-accurate X-Men suits.
Yeah.
Literally, the only accurate costume in those entire films was pretty much Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
And Professor X, since he doesn't have a costume.
And then after the whole time thingy, Deadpool.
Yeah, obviously Deadpool. We don't
Yeah.
talk about the first Deadpool till next year. When I say first Deadpool, I mean that shit version we got in X-Men.
Yeah, which
Fox
thankfully doesn't exist anymore with timelines.
Well, it's still
Well,
referenced a lot in Deadpool.
yeah, but that's Deadpool.
Anyway, let's get back.
Himself gets referenced.
Let's get back on topic here. We're going way off fucking topic.
Usual.
Let's actually say what this scene is. So you have obviously the ghost flying around with Daphne. Daphne complains she's got a wedgie from said flying around. And you have obviously Scoob and Shaggy hiding in that barrel. With Scoob's tail hanging out and the ghost lighting it on fire. Which causes him to jump out. Yeah, it's a classic Scooby-Doo moment where it causes him to jump out, start blowing the tail out, and Shaggy comes up and is like, "Oh, keep it down, the ghost's gonna spot us." And then you got he's right behind me, isn't he? And he's like, "Yep." And he obviously does that weird laugh. And then obviously Shaggy ducks into the barrel, Scooby's head's sticking out the barrel. They use Shaggy's legs to try and run. Obviously fail because it's very slippy. And classic Scooby-Doo sort of can't actually go anywhere. So, and obviously then you got the unmasking moment at the end where the unmasking is like, "Oh, it's old man, insert name here, please." Yeah, classic.
Old man Wickles? Pretty much.
Yeah, basically. Any sort of creepy old manish name, insert here.
Yeah, as Pamela Anderson just comes
walks
out
in, yeah.
Scene, which obviously the most ridiculous things ever, but it works. It really does.
Thank you for saving my factory. I can make my action figures now.
Action figures.
Oh, for fuck's
I love as well how they characterize all the team in this as well. How they show it's more of a realistic version of them. I've seen in the cartoons, they're all ideology cartoon kind of characters. They're all perfect and big family. Whereas in this, it's more realistically,
they're bigger.
It's Freddy is an egotistical maniac.
Well, I can't say this, but I'm the best here. I did everything.
Yeah. They lean into that. They lean into how Velma gets pushed aside.
Yeah.
Even though technically it was technically her plan.
Exactly, always is.
But when he goes teamwork, I do a tremendous amount of teamwork.
Exactly.
Make it all about him. It's brilliant. Old Daphne getting upset because she's always getting kidnapped, and Shaggy and Scooby being blissfully unaware of what's going on.
Exactly. They're like, "Oh, Scoob. With this, come on, guys, let's get together." "Oh no, we're out. See you later. Peace."
I did love how Shaggy was he was trying so hard to keep them all together.
I know.
And they're all like, "No, I've had enough now. My ego's filling up. I quit."
Exactly.
It's brilliant.
Scoob's like, "Do I quit?" "No, Scoob, you don't quit."
But that shows how sort of naive and kind of dumb that Scooby is, which will play along more in the future scenes.
Yeah.
How he relies on Shaggy to make decisions in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to help him decide what to do.
Exactly. It's like a crutch essentially. He needs him to keep going.
Which actually comes in the future scenes.
Exactly. So I kind of it's a split. Maybe the idea of having tension between them because it's interesting. It's an interesting plot, obviously. Adds to obviously going, "Oh, it's going to cause tension. Not going to work together." Yada yada yada. And then you kind of also want them to be together all the way through and be sort of classic Scooby-Doo. It's they're a bit like in the second one. Even though obviously they push away Shaggy and Scooby in that one at times, there's still a bit more of the unit than this one.
Yeah.
Which is why I think I give that sequel the edge just slightly. But it's a decent plot twist, so I'll give them that.
I think it's more of like I say, it adds more to a realistic.
Yeah.
What will these cartoons be like?
Exactly.
If they were in the early 2000s.
Exactly.
And the 2000s were very big for those teen sex comedies, and obviously you can see why he wanted it to be R-rated. He wanted to sort of go in that direction.
My name's Mary Jane. That's my favourite name.
We'll get into the jokes,
Weed jokes,
which
man.
there are so many.
Anyway, so obviously they all split up. You have them eating in the back of the van. They all get brought to the
More
air.
weed jokes.
Yeah, obviously all weird jokes. They all get brought in back together because
Yeah,
they all go to a place
airports.
called Scoopy Island.
Spooky Island.
Spooky Island.
Scooby Island.
Scooby Island. I was going to say Scoopy. It's not even a word, but yeah, Spooky Island, which is a perfect sort of creepyish name you want. It's an obvious sort of like a haunted mansion. Like, oh, let's go to Old Man Withers' haunted mansion. Obviously,
Pretty much, yeah.
It's sort of like that sort of situation. It's just the right name for this joke, and it obviously works.
I like it as well. During that 2-year gap, all of them have like sort of gone to their like characterizations extremes. Like Velma's gone full science with all NASA and learning to do these missile kind of things. You've got Freddy like being so egotistical himself. He's made a book about himself, which he even reads on the airport. Got Daphne's like so sick of being like kidnapped all the time. Has gone like through all like these like martial arts and all that, but he's still fucking like fashion inspired for everything, carrying different outfits in every scene and going for the full girly mix Buffy vampire.
See, obviously, in the deleted scenes, obviously cuts between showing them doing obviously what they were doing. So obviously, it shows Fred, as I said, at a book reading, and obviously got the two kids mocking him, saying, "What, you look stupid. Who dyes your hair?" And he's just like, "I'm going to knock both of you two out in a minute." Obviously, Velma sat in like a sort of. It looks to me like a sort of like a AA sort of meeting. And she's like, "Oh, I used to be part of the Scooby gang," and they're like, "Oh, we don't remember a Velma in the gang." And they start basically, and it's like, "Oh, I remember like the big dog, Fred, Daphne, and Shaggy, but I don't remember a Velma." And she's like, "Oh." And then you got obviously Daphne. It shows her training with like martial artists when she gets stuck in a tree because she's doing like these massive flips, a lot of flips, and she ends up getting stuck in a tree somehow. But yeah. It's kind of a shame they took those scenes out because it would have been interesting to keep them in, just to show off what they actually did more than just say, "Oh yeah, I was doing this and that and this." A bit more, visually better. But anyway, let's talk about Grandma.
Oh God,
I love that.
Who's the ugly old broad?
I just love the fact that everyone but Fred can spot that it's Scooby. Obviously,
because like, in the cartoons, Fred was always a little bit dumb, but like he was sort of glanced over. But in this, they go full into it, and it's brilliant.
Obviously, with that cut of "Who's the ugly old broad?"
Old broad. I love how it's like how like unaware Fred is to like around him. He's perfect.
It is. Obviously, when they get on the plane, it gets even better. Because obviously, you can clearly see through the disguise because he's scratching his ear and everything. And obviously, it's the most obvious fucking dog in a woman's outfit you can think of. And
definitely.
It's a sort of classic Scooby disguise. You can tell it's him, but somehow no one notices. Like if you look at when you're getting chased by monsters, they always seem to dress up in something the monster believes it. There's something like a pizza delivery guy. Or, I don't know, a Renaissance fair princess or something. They always seem to believe it. It's just funny.
It's basically like Team Rocket in a way. Like, just put a mustache on and then no one has no idea who you are.
Exactly. But I like how it continues. Obviously, when it gets to the back of the plane, and obviously he's barking at the cat. Again, you can see it's a dog because he's barking at a fucking cat. And obviously you have Fred, using his dumbness of thinking that he knows everything and just flicking him on the nose.
Look how smart I am. And flicking like, that's how like even in that bit he goes like, to get a dog doing what they're doing, you got to flick him on the nose. Hey Scooby's got exactly what he's doing. What? Flicks him on the nose. So obviously Scooby
just thumps him in the face before chasing the cat. Where you obviously get the Shaggy quote over the top of it, going, "No, Grandma, don't eat the kitty."
Bad Grandma.
Oh, fuck me.
But of course, in that thing, we meet the love interest for Shaggy, a
Mary
vegetarian Dog eating biscuit
Named after drugs.
called Mary Jane. Oh, fucking love James Gunn.
Obviously, you get off the plane. You sort of meet Rowan Atkinson, who's
Mm.
knocking everyone out as they're walking past him.
The
Obviously,
classic Rowan Atkinson, really.
exactly. You obviously then get the sort of plot point of these kids are acting weird when you obviously get that guy running
Yeah.
up to, I don't know, I think it's meant to be his friend or his girlfriend or something like that.
Some kind of person he knew. And he's like,
it doesn't actually
yo!
say properly. And she obviously just pushes him away, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, what's happening? Obviously, it goes to that, and obviously then it sort of leads up then to Velma meeting her love interest at the ritual scene.
Jeff Green before he let himself go.
Exactly. And obviously it's sort of classic Velma of not concentrating exactly on what's going on. It's just like, oh yeah, I can see the projector over there, the smoke screen's there, and the guy's like, clever girl, and just walks off.
Yeah. Obviously as well, these like scenes are setting up the suspicious characters.
Exactly.
Like, it shows this theatrical, like, bald guy with his luchador friend.
Call him the guy from the Mummy. I just call him that. It reminds me of him
guy
from the Mummy.
Mummy.
It reminds me. It's not him, but it reminds me of the guy from the Mummy.
Yeah, guy from Mummy and
his mass luchador. El Lucharoco.
Sets them up, and they start talking about the monsters, and
you obviously see the monster in the fire, which is obviously the projection.
Yeah.
Or is it?
Ooh,
it shows it's a projection, but could it actually be a real thing?
It would probably be a projection.
Yeah, it probably is. I'm thinking way too much into it.
Of the thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's way too much into this.
Yeah.
It's a kid's film.
But obviously as well,
it's a kid's film.
Daphne's side, as well, of showing her investigation when she like meets the voodoo guy.
Carving a chicken.
I think is like a big like sort of like dig in a way of how obvious the sort of villains are in the film, where they make like him obvious he's not. Like saying, whatever you do, don't go in there. And how Daphne reads into it like, so you want me to go in there?
I did say that.
He's like, wait, what? He's like, no, or perhaps you said you don't want to go there, so I think you want to go there. Just look, so that way, I don't go there. Just like you don't want me to. He's like, what?
Definitely.
What's wrong with you?
Definitely thinking way too much into it, like me thinking way too much into this movie.
Like how logic the Scooby-Doo films, Scooby-Doo show was, like the episodes. The logic was a bit cartoonish. So the idea of that cartoonish logic trying to be applied to the normal world and just it not mashing well works for the comedy in the film.
Exactly. And obviously then this leads on to the Scooby obviously joke where he obviously gets a phone call from a mysterious stranger and it's like, we're looking for a Doo. I'm Melvin Doo. Nah, it's more of a Scooby-Doo. What? Hello?
It's like it's a phone call. It's a big thing. Like, it shows like what happens to Scooby when Shaggy's preoccupied with boobs.
Basically, yeah. Boobs,
while she's doing that, like Scooby's left on his own. It shows how naive he really is.
There's burgers out there.
Phone call is a big foreshadowing for the whole entire plot point of this film.
Basically, yeah.
Because they try to alert Scooby out on his own. Basically, the massive foreshadowing to who the main target is.
Exactly. There's burgers out in the forest just past this area. Oh, okay. He sort of pauses at first. He's like, is he gonna? He's like, okay, and just runs off.
He's a fucking idiot. Of course he's gonna do it.
It's Scooby, what'd you expect?
And then we first see like the CG for these monsters properly. It's not the best, but it could be worse. And also think about it, the CGI for Scooby-Doo as well was pretty good for its time.
Compared to the prequels.
Yeah, we don't talk about them yet.
That looks fucking horrible compared to this.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's like a very humorous reveal with the monster as well. And obviously
yeah.
he's Scooby got the
Creepy
bag
got
over his.
behind him.
Gets hit by the sign. Scooby got the bag over his head. He tries to pull the bag off. Scooby pulls it back down while screaming. Up, down, the bag goes. Before obviously Scooby managed to bolt away up a tree. Monster obviously follows him and gets flung away by the tree. It's like very slapstick sort of comedy. And obviously
like Scooby-Doo episodes.
Exactly, and it just very much works.
It's literally like watching a live-action Scooby-Doo.
Which we were.
Yeah, literally, we were watching that. Did you know? I was like Scooby-Doo. Like Scooby runs away from the monster, thinking he's still being chased. Runs to Shaggy into the classic jump on him kind of scene. Like the monster, and it turns out to be like they just see the rabbit guy, and the fact that he doesn't believe him, obviously, it's kind of good because like it's the first time really where it's only Scooby knows there's a monster, and everyone else doesn't.
Exactly.
And we as the audience are following Scooby's sort of idea. We know he's telling the truth. Everyone else thinks he's just being Scooby-Doo.
Exactly. And like another classic moment that comes not long after that is when Daphne obviously tricks Shaggy and Scooby to go to the castle with her.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I'll give you a Scooby snack," which is classic sort of Scooby-Doo moment. And obviously, I just like the fact that you obviously got Scooby mimicking everything Shaggy says. Before he goes, "Wah wah," and just punched him in the face. It's like, very funny, but. And obviously, you got inside the castle, where obviously they get scared into each other's arms again. The classic sort of Scooby-Doo sort of image that you see on a lot of posters is obviously him holding Scoob. It's the classic, it's a classic iconic Scooby-Doo shot, which they had to do. Because if they didn't, I think it would be a bit.
It wouldn't feel like Shaggy and Scooby in a way.
Not at all.
It does. Like even if they didn't have it, it probably would still feel like it, but not as much. It's like that'd be like the clutch. Yeah. So their reactions and the fact as well how Matthew can just like play with great banter with a CGI character. He obviously technically wasn't really there. The fact that he can like play so well, it feels organic and realistic, and the chemistry is there. It works so well.
Yeah, because you look at a lot of times these days when they do CGI sort of characters, they always have the person who's voicing the character on set, usually in the mocap for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a few exceptions, like Rocky Raccoon. It wasn't obviously Bradley Cooper in the CG. It was Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, who did it. But I mean, a lot of times they'll have them on set with them, and then they can sort of play with the talking. Because usually they will actually do the talking on set just to make sure it works. Obviously, they might just commute the audio and just do it in the studio afterwards. But I mean, they are obviously early 2000s, so they probably wouldn't have even done that. They would just had Neil Fanning in the recording booth recording his lines, and they probably would just obviously gone with Matthew Lillard and gone, okay, this is sort of how he's going to say it, and then be like, okay, I'll have to work against that, which obviously, fair play, he's done it well.
It shows how good of an actor he is, really.
Exactly. He's not just the thing is, he's not just a comedic actor. He's quite a serious actor as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, Scooby-Doo in the Scream movies, movie. He's only in the first one. It was proved that obviously he was quite a comedic actor, but then obviously he's appeared in a lot of some serious stuff over the years that he's proven that he's also doesn't have to just fully go comedic.
Yeah. And of course, like the fate of most voice actors, he just D&D with Critical Role, so you know.
You know.
He can play a load of different characters.
Exactly. Obviously, after this sort of jump in, you have obviously Daphne make a joke saying about mindless zombie, and obviously Fred just comes walking in. And
perfect timing.
Exactly. But it's just going to be a mindless zombie. Fred walks in. Told you.
And as well, with Daphne bragging about, I am now like a living weapon kind of thing, and then Velma just fucking scared the shit out of her.
Yeah. I scared the bejeebies out of Daphne. Obviously, then.
Classic.
Classic.
Let's split up, gang.
Yeah, but obviously we're going to be
This time
Fred. It's going to be Fred and Daphne, and Velma's like, oh no, that's not fair. One more pick last.
Yeah.
He's like, okay then, Daphne, you go by yourself. I'll go with Velma. Shaggy, Scooby, you go as normal.
Do what the fuck you do.
And obviously then it's quite, you know, ironic that they get trapped in the food room and the whole castle gets turned on.
Yeah.
Because, you know, them being killed by food is the perfect place.
Mm.
And obviously then, when obviously they're being attacked, because obviously you have Daphne kicking the door down and going, oh yeah, go
thinking,
Daphne,
oh, look,
go
I did
Daphne.
it. Yeah.
And she obviously gets hit by the fucking, that train. And I just heard what you said, yes, there was that slight upskirt.
Yeah.
Gets hit by the train. Velma and Fred obviously running for that sort of ride room where it's like swinging axes. Obviously, as I said, Shaggy and Scooby are attacked by the sausages and all that attached to the wall. And obviously then there's the joke where it's like, oh, we'll do our best, we'll eat our way out of it. And obviously Scooby starts eating, he goes, bleh, it's plastic.
It's plastic.
And Shaggy,
oh, you okay? You drink out of a toilet. So do you.
obviously, yeah, so you get the joke where it says, obviously, you drink out of the toilet, and obviously, it's a funny joke, and obviously, Scooby just obviously backs him back at him, like, out of the park, home running. It's like, so do you. And
So
it's just like,
I mean, it's the banter between them.
exactly. It's these sort of moments that make Matthew Lillard and Neil Fanning an excellent pairing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lillard has the charm, since, you know, he's basically playing Stu again from Scream, but in a family-friendly in a kids' in a movie.
Put the kids movie anymore.
And obviously, as I say, Neil Fanning's obviously, this is pretty much one of his first sort of voice roles, and he just gives you a good Scooby-Doo. And obviously, as you say, put them together, it's like a house on fire. Works well. Obviously, after the attack, you have the fart burp off, which, as we say, it's very childish, but it's still very funny. Because, you know, you gotta give an adult movie that's supposed to be a kid's movie some kiddie moments. Like, obviously, Scooby going, and obviously,
but obviously, nowadays, that scene could be because of the meme.
Exactly.
I tend to mean that's it. That's probably people love it.
Exactly. See,
but still, it's good.
I love the fact that obviously Daphne walks in and Scooby's like, oh no, stop. And Shaggy does that massive fucking fart. And he's just like, uh-oh. And she's like, oh. And he's like, uh-oh.
When he pulls it back in, a little high-pitched squeak.
And obviously then that leads on to another good scene where they're obviously running away all together and they get cornered. By obviously the bad guy's one side, the bad guy's behind them. And they're like, we'll disguise ourselves, classic Scooby-Doo. Straight out of the cartoon sort of scene when they all dress up in like the medieval gear. So obviously Daphne dresses as a princess, Velma's like a wizard. Fred and Shaggy are both knights, and Scooby's obviously
Griffin kind of like thing.
Yeah, that was it. And obviously the fart joke carries on when obviously they walk away and Shaggy goes, oh no.
And he holds it in.
Yeah, the fucking
and it makes a big explosion.
Yeah, obviously Velma's fire just explodes. So she's funny stuff.
But in that scene, you see the luchador guy, and that makes me think, so he's the mummy guy, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, you're like, oh wait,
they jump into that a lot.
Yeah. Obviously, after this, you obviously have them all run out. They all sort of go their own sort of little way into the. It's in the sort of main area, isn't it? The main sort.
Yeah, they're going to the main like bar area.
Yeah, and obviously Velma tells the love interest about the gang's past, but obviously you get the flashback where you reveal that they kicked Scrappy at the group for pissing on Daphne, since Fred believed that he was marking his territory.
Mark your territory.
Which obviously, as we said, this is a kids' film. Well, sort of. That leads to Scrappy going, "Oh, you don't have the scrote to do it." Obviously, kids won't understand it until years after viewing. So obviously, when we first watched it, we've probably been like, "Oh, it's quite. I don't get it, but it's funny." And then like years later, you watch it and go, "He just essentially said you haven't got the balls to do it." Yeah, and it's like it's a kids' film, and he said scrote.
It's like I love how they did Scrappy, because obviously no one liked Scrappy. Really, let's be honest.
I kind of like Scrappy.
Well, you're weird.
Yeah, but I grew up a lot with those ones. I grew up with those sort of Scooby-Doo shows, the ones with Scrappy though. That's why I you
liked the fourth Jaws and liked it.
Yeah,
as a kid, so we're not trusting your judgment.
Yeah, but I mean, as I said, I grew up with those ones. Okay, I grew up with What's New Scooby-Doo, but I mean, a lot of the times I grew up watching the really old ones with obviously Scooby, Shaggy, and Scrappy. And then that's just them pretty much. I grew up a lot with those ones, so that's why I don't actually mind Scrappy. I find him quite humorous at times. Okay, he does
To
get
be
your
fair,
nerves, but I mean, he is
yeah.
quite humorous. Like when he's like, "Let me at him, let me at him." It's quite, funny.
No, I think it pisses me off, but yeah. If Scrappy's the reason why Tim Curry lives, he's not good. Just
Obviously,
saying.
obviously, you obviously have the foreshadowing just during this sort of sequence when he goes back to the main time where Rowan Atkinson's scratching his ear,
Yeah.
which is a nice bit of foreshadowing for the movie because everyone's like, well, I understand it at first. I think, oh, maybe he's got an itch, but obviously later on with the big reveal, which obviously we'll get to later, you're like, oh wait, he foreshadowed that earlier on.
You fucking what?
Exactly. Obviously, then this sort of leads to
Mm,
the monster attack because in the deleted
yeah.
scene, when the guy's playing the piano, Velma sings on the piano. And obviously Scooby still does the clap at the end and turns around to see the monster, which freaks him out. Obviously, he causes him to run. Fred and that's like, oh, what's the matter? He's like, monster. He's like, Fred's like, oh, there's no such thing as monsters. And obviously the monster jumps in. And he's like,
Oh, you missed
monsters!
the joke where he says, "Is the most bean at someone's party."
But yeah, obviously he screams monsters and obviously they get run
Yeah.
by the monsters. Obviously it's an intense but still very creepy
Mm,
scene, but at times still managed to be comical. I mean, Velma says to the monster, "Oh, you're
mm,
fake," and then obviously tries to pull quote
yeah.
unquote mask off to obviously fail you. And
Mm.
she's like, "Oh, oh."
Which I think is good as well, because that shows in their heads they're stuck in this cycle of always going to be a man in a mask.
Exactly.
And when they actually face real supernatural threats, it's like, wait, what the fuck are we going to do? They're out of their depth, which works.
Exactly.
Mm.
Obviously, you have the scene there when Scooby's obviously trying to escape in a suitcase to no success, followed by showing the
Like an
monster's
episode.
nails, which is
Yeah.
obviously a typical moment pulled from the cartoons. Obviously, he's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, let me do a manicure." The monster's like, "Ah!"
Mm. While you hear the song for Labyrinth.
Yeah. Alaba, a power of voodoo. Oh, you do hoodoo. Right, it's better than hearing it. Ow, bow.
Oh, God, not that again.
I
They did the whole.
yeah, you have the
So
sequence.
Fred and Velma gets captured. They all basically come together. The Johnny English gets captured.
Breathe back, like, poof. Straight for the
Yeah.
floorboard.
To be fair, most of the CGI was going to hiding boobs, so
Yeah, basically, which we'll say. Well, I'll explain later. I've got it already written down. I'll explain that bit later. But yeah, obviously, then after this, you obviously have them obviously escaping the survivors. Obviously, Daphne, Shaggy, Scooby, and Mary Jane.
marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana. And obviously, it's like, oh, we'll call the Coast Guard, and they're like, oh yeah, we need help.
Yeah.
This monster attacking. And they're like, oh yeah, can you get to the pier?
Help.
Can you get to the pier? We'll get you off there. And like, oh yeah, okay. And he turns around, there's obviously the maniacal laugh. And you're like, oh, everyone's in on this, are they? Obviously, you have then they wake up the next morning with everything back to normal. With very early 2000 music choice in the background. With obviously the band playing, I don't know what song it was. And obviously, I pointed out the guys from fucking Sharknado.
Yeah.
And obviously, you have the Fred quotes, which is very like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, dog?
That's what I mean. Though, like as well with the characters, like the music, the clothes, the styles, all of it is just like it does date it quite a lot, but it works because it has that nostalgic feeling. Like you see all these like songs, the way people are dressed, ridiculous. It's like I remember when people looked like weirdos.
What are you talking about? People
Good
still look like
times.
weirdos?
Oh, those fucking like white, the bleach tips and the hair. God, what the fuck were people thinking?
You have obviously, they sort of obviously have to run away from Fred and this, group of evil creatures.
Evil Fred.
Evil Fred and these obviously evil cronies that are chasing them. And obviously they escape into that barn. They're punching through. It's like, what's up with Fred? That's not Fred, Scoob. And obviously they.
Do I love as well? In that with the bad guys being in human suits, it's easy to reverse. Instead of having it be a man in a mask, like a monster mask. It's a monster in a human mask. Genius.
Obviously, you then get when they finally escape on the fucking quads. Obviously, you have the Mary Jane reveal of, oh wait, she's not a good guy. She's actually a bad guy. And obviously, then you get
She's the man in the mask.
she obviously get the fight between Shaggy and Scooby. You're the man in the mask. Obviously, they keep scrapping and scrapping.
No, your mom is cattle.
Obviously, it ends in Scooby falling down that sort of wellish area.
Yeah.
And it sort of shows that even though obviously they argue, they're still true friends. When obviously Shaggy's like,
cares about him.
Exactly.
He just jumps in for him.
It's like, I can't leave.
Save my friend.
Exactly. I can't leave him down there by himself, and he jumps down after him. And obviously
he doesn't find Scooby, but finds a vat of souls.
Yeah, obviously you get the soul sequence, but in the delayed scene again, another thing I'll bring up is that you actually see them taking Daphne's soul. So Shaggy sees how it works, and it shows you how the monster goes into the person. It basically sort of vaporizes itself into them. It's like an interesting sequence, obviously, that they cut. But obviously, obviously, this sequence, obviously, you have the simple return, which is obviously Velma, and she starts trying to blend in. She's like, yo, yo, yo. And obviously, you got the Fred one, which doesn't.
Yo, who's up?
You got the Fred one, which obviously doesn't go to his body, and the same with the Daphne one, it goes vice versa. So obviously, you have Fred in Daphne's body instantly going for the boobs.
I can look at myself naked.
Instantly goes to obviously her boobs, as we said. And again, kids movie, but still funny because vice versa. You got Daphne in Fred's body. It's like, oh no, 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 no. And exactly, I just love the fact she keeps complaining to Velma. It's like, Fred keeps touching me.
He just keeps himself. Hey, good looking. Starts looking at himself.
Obviously, then you get the second switch where Velma becomes obviously Fred. Fred becomes Shaggy. And Shaggy becomes Velma. So obviously you got the joke where obviously Fred starts pointing at Shaggy. He's like, okay, we gotta do this now. Obviously, you got the next switch, which obviously puts Shaggy into Daphne's body. Which obviously
damn! What's wrong with you? Don't you ever
eat joke, man. Obviously, you got Velma becomes Shaggy then. Fred becomes Velma, and Daphne once again becomes Fred. And she's like, "Oh no, I'm Fred again." It's just a funny sequence that it makes me wish they did the PG-13 version, the R-rated version, which obviously was originally intended, because these sort of jokes is obviously something that would have been heavily done throughout more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh fucking hell, man!
I mean, he was a genius scene, though, to be honest.
It was, yeah. Just for this.
Like, if you're going full head supernatural, you gotta do something like that.
Yeah, body switching, man. You got to do body switching. Obviously, this essentially leads on to the final act, which obviously I'm saying final act, but it's not the final bit. It's like a massive. Yeah. Basically, the last half hour of the movie. So you have obviously Daphne climbing in the cave, Fred and Velma badly blending in the crowd. Which is obviously funny, as we said. Obviously, they get caught, and Fred tries to still blend in with obviously his dancing.
He just carries on and ride the bus and stop and back it up.
And as you said, Velma's
like, even though she knows that it's been
screwed,
they found out, she just joins in anyway.
She's still dancing in the background.
She's like trying to copy him, like.
And obviously, I have Shaggy who spots Scooby, and obviously he's like, "Oh, I need to get him." He steals that guy's outfit, and again he just obviously they're blending in dancing wise, but he keeps knocking at the guy behind him by mistake.
It's all revealed that it's Johnny English is the bad guy.
I love how you just call him Johnny English now.
Pretty much.
Obviously, the next part, which obviously when Shaggy's obviously trying to help Scooby, he's like, "Oh, they're going to try and steal. You're going to try and get your soul and stuff." He's like, "What?"
It is emotional though, in a way. It's quite heartwarming. It's like, well, who's my best bud in the whole world? It's like Scooby-Doo. It's like, he's so cute. But then obviously,
he gets taken.
We're doing the count of three. Okay, 1, 2, grabs his soul.
See, I love it when his soul's out the body, and Shaggy obviously managed to release a soul.
Yeah,
his soul just trolls everyone by going after everyone, going, "Hee hee hee, you can't get me." It's just like classic sort of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Obviously, then the next part of this action is obviously them stealing this. Obviously, getting the soul properly back into his body. So obviously, he knocks into Rowan Atkinson, and he starts obviously sort of frizzing out. And obviously, interesting plot twist. Obviously,
I think it's a man in the mask. No, it's not. It's a fucking robot.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. What's happening on the chest? Puppy power.
Exactly, and
Fucking
obviously
Scrappy.
when Scrappy's there, obviously since he was Rowan Atkinson the entire time,
Yeah.
he tries to gloat that he's essentially beat them, but it gets electrocuted in the process.
Yeah.
Puppy power.
Everyone. Apart from you, apparently. It's Scrappy.
Oh, I hate him in that movie. Don't tell me why.
Yeah.
I hate him in that movie, but I like him in the cartoons. Obviously, then you get him turned into a giant Scrappy Rex. I think it says on Wikipedia. It's referred to as Scrappy Rex. He's like Scooby Dooby Doo. He's like, don't you mean Melvin Doo? I just love the call back to that joke, and Melvin Doo's next to him. He's like, don't you mean Melvin Doo, not Scooby Doo?
I just love as well that Scrappy did all this entire plan, all of this demon stuff, and all the robot, just because he was insecure about his height because he had a glandular problem.
Yeah, he's not even a puppy. That's what I liked. Obviously, the cartoon's a puppy, but at least they're like, oh no, he's an actual proper full-grown
he's not
dog.
even a puppy. He had a glandular problem.
And obviously, while this is all going on, you got obviously Daphne fighting the Luchador, which is basically her being, in a Buffy. Which, as I say,
she's Buffy.
She was literally, she filmed 2 weeks worth of this, then went back to America because they filmed this over in New Zealand, I think it was, Australia. She filmed 2 weeks of Buffy there, and then went back again. She literally was flying around all the time just to film her role of the two shows.
But it's like, though, like, if you're going to get, like, the casting stuff, pretty girl, but also basically action hero as well, that you want for Daphne, you're going to get Sarah Michelle Gellar, because obviously, Buffy.
Exactly.
Definition of that, really.
See, I love these three fights that are going on, obviously, because obviously you got the Daphne. Got Buffy in my mind there. Versus the Luchador.
The Buffy Luchador fight.
It's obviously a decent fight. You got Fred trying to save Velma. Obviously another good fight. And obviously you got Shaggy and Scooby versus Scrappy. And obviously you got Scooby, obviously now he's a smaller dog, and gets picked up by Scrappy, but still tries to speak down to Scrappy by demanding he sits down and puts him down.
He does the nose stick as well, that Fred did.
Nice little callback again. It's why these sort of moments is why Scooby's just legendary in general. Not just because of these movies, just as a character in general.
Yeah.
And obviously you have the moment when obviously Scrappy managed to shrink, thanks to obviously Daphne taking out the Luchador, and she's like, who's a damsel in distress now?
Releases all the souls, basically. He falls down, releases all the souls. Shaggy goes, Scrappy, you're a bad puppy, and grabs the thing, the little triangle.
Yeah, and obviously managed to shrink him. And obviously when he's shrunk, he still tries to fight Scooby. He's like, let me at him. Scooby just looks at the camera, just like, fuck this, just punch him aside. Oh, and Rowan Atkinson was a real human. Scrappy just locked him in a hatch for 2 years. Yeah, he said 2 years, didn't he?
Think about it, you remember he was basically like comes out as like a little mommy corner was like, came here for audition for one of our evil elves.
Obviously locked him away for 2 years.
Yeah.
Which was a nice plot twist because obviously they could have just had him as obviously a fake person that Scrappy was just made up, but obviously they didn't. It was an actual real person that he kidnapped and pretended to be. So it's a nice little twist to the plot to what they could have done, because obviously, as I said, they could have just done it as Scrappy just made this person up, started this, yada yada, boom, there you go. Oh no, he's actually a real person hiding away because he's been captured.
Obviously, as well, when that things, they all have that little Daphne and Fred start going, kissy kissy. It's almost like punching some guy, like laughing away. And obviously, there's the whole Shaggy and Scooby, they all jumped each other. It's like, yay. And Mary Jane, who's no longer evil, sneezes on him.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I love you, Scooby. And Scooby's like, oh, shucks, it was nothing. And obviously, you then have the moment when obviously the cops all turn up arresting everyone.
Yeah.
And they put Scrappy in the back of the helicopter, as we said. They
sons and bitches.
They basically cut it out, obviously, at the right time.
The bitch.
But
yeah,
as the usual sort of swear words doing a kids' film. But obviously, it practically says "son of a bitch."
Yeah.
Obviously, as I say, even though it was cut, it makes you want to see the R-rated version, because obviously you're going, oh, I want to go with too, you meddling sons of bitches.
It literally as well, like the whole that scene, you expect them to say like, with you for meddling kids and that dumb dog, like they always did. Like it's just like you sons of
Yeah,
bitches.
exactly. You're like, whoa. So even look at him, it's like,
What?
what did he just say? They have that face, and it's like, oh shit, he just said son of a bitch to us. And they're all like, bye bye. And obviously that's pretty much the end of the movie. And you obviously have the post-credit scene
Yeah.
where
Oh
obviously Scooby's
god.
eating the
It's
peppers.
then just post-credit scene of them eating fucking chili.
They're
The
eating
hot,
the
the hot
ghost peppers, I think they are.
ghost peppers.
I think it's what Connor ate, that video he sent us when he's almost vomiting. It was those.
And they eat a massive jar of them.
Yeah, obviously Scooby has what? Yeah, has one. He's like, oh, that's hot. And he's like, oh, date eat them all. And he's like, okay, eat them all.
When
There's that moment where he's like, fire booming at his mouth, smashing his mouth with the face of the fucking
classic
pan.
cartoon.
Obviously down all the water. And he's like, hey, Scooby. Shake's
Yeah.
like, well, I got two more. Slams on the table and he's like, bottoms up. And it sort of cuts to the outside with obviously the smoke
boy
and
screaming.
steam coming out of the building as the scream at the top of the lungs. Because, you know, they're clearly dying inside from the heat. Fucking idiots, man. So,
But he's pretty good.
yeah, that basically covers the movie. So, let's get to the overall. Overall, this movie is a great example of how to turn a cartoon series into a movie and please everyone. Even though it wasn't a hit critically, I don't think, if I remember correctly, it was still a hit with a lot of like fans.
Remember, like, I think a Rotten Tomatoes like 30%. But
Yeah, to be fair, both of them are quite low.
yeah,
And again, a lot of the times cartoons into TV shows, movies, are never highly regarded, but they usually are nostalgic and looked upon fondly by fans who grew up with it. As I say, it has the charm of the original cartoon, and obviously every remake of the cartoon to date has that same sort of charm. It's a childlike humour to keep the kids interested, as a dark undertone still lurk in the finished product to keep the adults happy. So
literally, it's an adult film marketed towards kids.
basically, yeah.
I love it.
So for me, obviously this is a very funny movie and a great start for the live-action Scooby-Doo movies. So my rating is 8 out of 10 because, as I said, it just ticks most of the boxes for how to make a Scooby-Doo movie.
I mean, with me, because I grew up on this film, I loved it. It's one of those films where I can watch even now, and it still holds up to how I saw it. And I will always prefer the second one. I think everyone does. The first one, it still holds up, and I love it. Matthew Allard is brilliant, and well, let's be honest, I'm probably like clouded. My judgment is probably clouded by nostalgia, but fuck it, 9 out of 10.
Well, that gives it a Chat Cave overall rating of 8.5 out of 10, meaning it slots just above Bait into second place. So, as I say, one thing I wanted to talk about was obviously the original version of the movie.
Yeah.
So, it obviously had a much darker tone than this one, and I actually found obviously the deleted scenes on YouTube, and I sent you the link for it. So this is obviously according to IMDb. This is the fact I found, and I told you while we was watching it. This film was originally set to have a much darker tone, essentially poking fun at the original series, and was set for a PG-13 rating, which over here is like a 12A, 15, something like that.
Yeah.
Shaggy was set to be a stoner, which he still looks it anyway. Velma and Daphne had that side relationship, hint, hint. And obviously there's many marijuana references, which, as you said, are still in the finished product. Obviously Mary Jane, and just the odd quotes here and there. It's like, that's clearly a weed reference.
And the whole like hydrochloric like enema jokes is like randomly in there. No kid's gonna understand, but it's like the fuck.
Exactly. And obviously, according to Sarah Michelle Gellar, after the cast had signed on, there was a change and the film became more family friendly. Yeah. However, by 2017, James Gunn confirmed that the original cut of the film got an R rating and had to use CGI, as you said earlier, to cover cleavage to make it more family friendly. So what I want to say here to you is, were you happy with the version you got to see, or
Yeah.
would you have liked to have seen this version?
Now, what I will say is like, yeah, I would like to see the R-rated version, see what it's like, and right now, because obviously I am more grown up, it'd be funny to see the ruder comedy. But as a kid,
You wanted the
I
family
don't think
friendly
I would have
version.
been allowed. I don't think I would have been allowed to have watched it. So I would have grown up on it.
I would have.
So, but yeah, you when it comes to films, you are allowed to watch a lot of different stuff.
I was watching horror movies while in primary school.
I mean, yeah, I was allowed to watch like Austin Powers and Bo Selector, but it was very selected in how I could watch. And so I probably wouldn't have been allowed to have watched this R-rated Scooby-Doo. So the fact that I grew up on the more child-friendly version, I still prefer that. Even though an R-rated version would be interesting to watch, I probably would like it more now, but I wouldn't have been able to watch it back then.
See, I think what they could have done is do what they do with most films now. So you obviously, for example, Batman vs Superman. You got the normal edition. You have the Ultimate edition. I'm looking on my shelf currently trying to find more examples. I think Evil Dead did it. The remake. I think that had a slightly different version that went out on physical copy. I'm just going through a fucking list here trying to find stuff. Come on, Tom. Friday the 13th, that had a extended version. Still going across the list. What we got? Fuck, I've got way too many fucking Blu-rays on this shelf. Well, in a sense, the first It never actually got released, but there is a lot of deleted scenes from that as well. So there is an actual sort of extended version of that. I can't see any more on my shelf. Other than the Wolverine that actually had an R-rated version. What they could have done, but obviously re-released it like later on, not straight away. But I mean, they could have done like a re-release where you had the friendly version, but you also had an R-rated version, so you had it both on the same disc or two separate discs, and you had obviously the choice to watch it, or just even just release the R-rated version separately, so you know kids don't get the fucking wrong one. That would have been
like Deadpool.
Exactly. That would have been good because obviously then they would have got a bit more money from it. Because by the sense of it, they had the R-rated cut pretty much already done and dusted, so it would have made sense for them to easily release it. But if you look at it,
I'd have released a kid version and then released the R-rated version later.
Exactly.
Special.
So if you look at it, look at, for example, the Justice League. They released the dodgy ass actual cut in cinema in 2017, and then just like a month ago they announced that they're finally releasing the Snyder cut next year. So obviously that's like what 4 years difference between the two movies releases. So it would have been interesting if they released the R-rated version years after the original version, just to see what the difference, like how better, sort of better it could have been. But obviously they didn't, which is a sort of shame. But at least we've got the deleted scenes to look at. So obviously, as I said, the intro, which is in cartoon, with obviously the singer Shaggy singing the Scooby-Doo song, which is still in the finished cut.
Yeah,
it's just
right at the start.
It's just not as major as it is in the actual one. Because obviously, that's why the animated intro is so long, because they actually had the full Shaggy song, and obviously it shows you obviously Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred, Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne, and obviously it goes through all the cast, and it says Scooby-Doo as himself. It doesn't actually have the guy's voice name; it just says as himself. Literally, it does that, and as I said, it leads on to the actual thing, which is a shame they cut that, but it's nice that we still could see it, and I would have liked to have seen the full second cut they had. It would have been a lot interesting, but you know, we can't have everything these days.
That's true. I mean, at least the world is good enough to give us Dora the Explorer. So
exactly, which we're talking about at some point this year.
I'm going to make you talk about it.
We talked about. I already put it on the list.
Good.
It's on the list. I made the list of the podcast reviews, and it's on there somewhere. I can't remember where. It's
To please me, your overlord.
it's like September, November time, I think, something like that. But anyway, I think that's that. So join us next week as we discuss Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed. But until then,
yeah.
I've been your host, Drag King Thomas Shoes.
And I finally love a film.
Anyway, this has been Chat Cave. Have a Scoob-tastic day.
Did you get it?
It's
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, yeah. Why do you always mock me?
Because you're a disappointment.